Over to online, down to creator. Yes.
Fucking now and down.
I'm gonna come down here to create a race. I want this to be a stunt race just so I can use stunt props and not have to worry about changing anything.
He is now and down.
Already know where I want my race to be, so I'm gonna hit my options button to bring up the map. I'm gonna put it right over here on this in this area.
He is going to town.
So I picked this spot because I see like a lot of little areas here I can make a fairly chaotic track. It should be fitting for the crew. Should be plenty of room for them to race around, shoot each other, all kinds of fun crap. So I'm going to come in here to race details, and we'll go ahead and throw a title in this real quick.
Maybe once he gets done eating that,
I'm not going to worry about description or photo yet, or tag. We're going to bump this up to 30 because, you know, the more racers the better. Race type, we want this to be a GTA race. It's going to be a lap style race. We're not worried about number of laps at the moment. We're going to go for a small starting grid so we can fit more bikes in a smaller area. Available vehicles. Because I went small starting grid, it knocks it down to motorcycles and cycles. And then while I'm over motorcycles, if you look in the bottom right, it says expand. That allows you to lock out different vehicles. And then while I'm over motorcycles, if you look in the bottom so I'm going to knock out anything that is not a chopper. Because I want this to be choppers only. I'm not sure what that feedback is, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's real squeaky.
Hey, Joe, you might want to turn down your volume on your phone. That might be where the feedback's coming from.
Yeah, I can hear
it. So once again, I'm just going down through here, finding anything that like the Serato. That's the Tron bike. We don't want that. We don't want the SK. Don't want these. So that should be about right. Vault class motorcycles, and then we just pick whatever we want to be the main bike that shows up for people. It also shows you the available motorcycles. Huh, jet just went overhead. I'll put it on cliffhanger. That just sounds interesting. Time of day, we'll leave that on current. Weather, let's make it bright so we don't have to worry about racing in the rain. Traffic, we'll shut that off. Wanted level, we'll go ahead and have it off for now. I may go in and change that later depending if I want cops coming into this or not. Background music, audio tracks. Channel, it's normally whatever channel you want. I like putting it on Los Santos Rock because whenever I go to start the race, I don't like having the radio playing. But having Los Santos Rock, I know one click to the left and my radio's off. I'm not going to put any stunt triggers in here. Disable catch-up. That just makes all catch-up does is slows down whatever vehicle's in first place Disabling that just leaves the vehicle in first place able to go the full speed that the individual paid for. We don't need any pedestrians out here getting in the way. Sit, blimp, text. We'll go ahead and do that. That'll be fun. We'll put the name of the race on it. Usually I put my YouTube channel in there, but for this one we'll put the name of the race. Custom vehicles. Open means, even though I've locked it out to just the choppers, open allows people to use whatever they want. If you go to off, yeah, I see Corey's on there. Hey Corey, what's going on? If I turn custom vehicles off, that means you can only use the vehicles that Rockstar gives you. If you put on restricted, if you, like, say you've got the bagger or something and you fully upgraded it, you can use your upgraded one or the one Rockstar gives you. So restricted is the one I want it on. Allow vehicle speed boost. That won't take effect on this race. Award stunt bonus. If you have like a wicked crash or if you ride a wheelie long enough, you can get a little extra RP out of it, a little bit of extra experience. Alright, so we're good on the race details for now. We're going to come down here to placement. Before you can do anything, the only thing you can play, you have to place the trigger. So we'll just stick it over here out of the way. And now we can come in here, we can do your camera, your checkpoints, or props. I'm not worried about the camera yet because we don't want to take a picture of a blank area. We're going to lay in on props. Or the checkpoints, I mean. So here's where you're figuring out where do you want to start your race. And if you notice, this is 4 by 15. So we got 4 bikes wide, 15 rows deep. I like going 5 by 12. Makes it a little wider, a little harder to width, but it does fit within the starting gate. And also, it kind of puts everybody a little bunched up, a little more, makes it a little more chaos. One thing you'll notice, you got this little bubble out here. If you try to put that X or that plus sign outside that bubble, it will not let you place it no matter how well you have the thing lined up, because you're too far away from your trigger. You have to be within the area of that trigger for it to catch. Now if you notice it turned red there, if I turn this around, you'll see the back. Right there it's yellow. Come back a little bit, it starts clipping and then it turns red. It's because one of the vehicles are not able to spawn in. Give it a little bit of a turn and it would let it spawn in. So if I wanted, I could start this way back here. But I want to give them a chance to shoot at each other a little bit before they finish the race. And then I'm looking up here. I'm going to have them come down here and make a hard left and then double back. So I'll make sure to give them a chance to get a run at that also before they have to make that turn and get a little bit of speed built up. So we'll come down here about halfway down this runway. There's the first one down. After I place down my first one, I like to come down here to props. Go to the left a few until you get to barriers. Get to barriers. Push down one where it says type. Start finish. And then you always want to shut. I like to shut my prop stacking off or turn it on. That way it lets me set this down, because if I had it like that, see, I won't let me put it. I mean, you got to be very specific on where it's at. Shut it off or turn it on. It'll let you put it just about anywhere you want it. And then I don't put it all the way back, like directly over the checkpoint, because when I'm sitting at the starting gate, I like to actually see the sides of it myself. So I pull forward about to there. Now we're going to come back up here to checkpoints. This is where you start laying out your track. I do it. I've seen other people do this other ways. This is how I like to do it. Now, I'm already getting ideas. I just noticed I've got this nice little rounded area here. I could bring this back and have them head on into each other too. That could be something fun to play with. And I see a road there I can bring them in on. Alright, we figured this out already. So we're going to come up here. You don't want to lay your checkpoints too close together, but you do want to give them a general sense of direction of where they're going. Also, you got to think, like, if I come up here and I make them do this U-turn, they come back and I want them to turn here. If I have a checkpoint too close to that, it won't let me place it. Like, you see how it's red? Come out a little bit. And there it turned yellow there. When it's red, you can't place it, and then it turns yellow. That's all the closer together you can put your checkpoints. So you got to think, if you want to put one off to the side, you have to come in between those and still be able to stay that far away from both of them. It makes it a little more difficult. So I'm going to come up here, probably about next to this tank. Ought to be a neat spot. And then since I'm making them do a U-turn down here, I'm going to put some sort of barrier in to force them around this corner. Actually, wait a minute. Do I want to do that, or do I want to utilize this? We'll bring that in for something else. Maybe. Oh man, I'm seeing options. No, we're going to bring them this way. I've just changed my mind, guys. This happens to me all the time when I'm making a race. Just 'cause I like chaos. I think that's what it is. I like chaotic races. A lot of people complain about them. They don't like them. Don't race them. Now, one thing you want to pay attention to is the direction you have your vehicles turned. Like, I'm going to come back here and edit this one. In order to edit one or delete, all you got to do is get your cursor back over top of it. You see how it turns yellow again? I can hit X and I can pick this up and move it around, spin it or whatever. Or I can hit, what was it? Oh, I got to place it down. If it's placed, you can hit square and just delete the whole thing. And then you also notice you got numbers over top of them. Gives you an idea where you're at. So what I'm going to do, in order to let people know they're making this turn, I'm going to turn this checkpoint some. So when they round that corner and they see this next checkpoint, they're going to see that arrow pointing this direction. So they're going to know they've got to come up here. And I'm probably going to lay some sort of rocks or something, maybe some barrier through that bush, to force them to come out that right there to make that turn. And then, see, I won't let me place my checkpoint where I want, because of where this one is. So let's back this up a little bit. How's it place it up? Yeah, it's closer. I wanted this checkpoint up in here, but it's too close to number 3. So I'm going to have to back it up a little bit. Alrighty. Well, I have to make sure we're far enough from 2 for it to let me place my next one. Because it's on this straightaway, I'm going to back it all the way up and just get it right where I can, as close to it as I can get. This next one up here, kind of close to a corner. Now here's where I need to start figuring out how do I want to incorporate the farm area. And also, do I want to eventually drop them down into this water runoff to bring them underneath that bridge? I can always do that at some point too. Bring them down here and force them to jump up, go do a little bit of off-roading with their bikers, with those bikes. Also, if you look in the bottom right, it says lap length 0.3. Your minimum lap length is 0.62. Anything shorter than that, Rockstar will not let you make it.
Hey, do you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Not you.
I'm recording a YouTube video, actually. I've got it on here so Joe can hear what's going on so I can talk him through it. If you want, you can go over to YouTube and look up Merrimack on YouTube, and you can actually watch me make this track I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we're going to bring this up here. I like the way this looks here. We're going to drop in here, shoot them straight across and up over there.
Hey, Thorn.
The track at.
Yeah.
Have you even seen me at my best? killing wise?
Nope.
Oh well, if there's a system that you can't find that's all by yourself, then like if anybody bothers you, like I can fuck them up for you, okay?
Hold on, guys. Sorry, I had to mute that guy. I didn't want him interfering with this this video too much.
Oh, so you muted me?
No, I didn't mute you, Joe. I muted the other guy. I don't know what he was talking about. Alright, so we're going to bring this up. I'm trying to figure out where the right place to lay this checkpoint
33.
to allow people to make this corner and come up in here. I think about here if I turn the bikes to give them an arrow, show them which way to go, and then another one over in here. And this is where their first crossover actually takes place. So the start gate comes up this way, and then you'll be coming across here. Alright, so we're going to bring this out this way. And because the way they're going to be coming around this corner, some people are going to shoot wide, some will shoot tight. But it won't let me put it down here in the middle of the road because how close it is to the other one. So I've got to bring it up a little bit. And one thing to watch. So if I place this here, if you it actually that halo that goes all the way around it, that's where people have to try to hit that or get close to it. So you got to hit that or get close to it in order to trigger that checkpoint. So I can put this up. I'm actually going to move it this way a little bit. Hook that in tight, still be able to catch it. If they come out wide and they barely miss that sign, they should be able to catch outside of it. So that should work for them. Then we'll just come down here about in the middle and throw down another one. Throw another one there. And then we want them to come in here. Alright, Joe, are you able to see what I'm doing? Alright, I got a question for you. We just brought them in off this blacktop. Turn down this dirt road. Should we go straight down this dirt road, or should we turn them into this little farm part? I know the video is a little bit behind, so I'll give it a second to catch up so you can see what I'm talking about. Sounds good to me. Into the farm we go. Anybody about it? Alright. We come back out. Alright, if I wanted, I could just jump people through here, shoot straight in that lap. But we've only got one cross section. We really need more. So here's what we're going to do. As far up as we can get this, or as close as we can get it, and we're going to crank the arrow all the way to the side to show them they're making a hard turn. And then here we're going to come back as close as we can. And then we're just going to go a little bit past it, because I'm going to plan on bringing them down in this way too. Come down here, drop another one. Here, give it a hard turn. But now one thing you gotta watch out for, just because it lets you place it, if you notice, the two bikes are red and that one outside is white on the other side of the fence. If you spawn, it's gonna spawn you on the other side of the fence. So you want to make sure nothing is on the other side of that. There we go. Come out this way a bit. So far, this map is yet. Alright, I think I might really screw with people. So what's this? Okay, we don't want to hit that gate. Trees and bushes might be a little much. So here I'm going to zoom in and see what is actually on the ground that you might have to deal with. Because I'm thinking about, I don't know if I can actually bring them through there like that. We can drive through. Is this barn all or not? Oh heck yeah, here we go. We found something fun. Alright, where's our thing at? So what we're going to do is turn them up here. We're going to relay this one to crank hard to show them there's another hard turn. Come in here as close as we can. Lay that one. Now mind you, we can always go back and change some of these if we need to. I'm going to come down here and we're going to shoot them through the field and up. No. Actually, no, let's just take them on down this road. So we're going to bring them on down here. Throw them into this corner. Out this corner, we're going to just put the checkpoint back far enough because we've got this machinery. And we don't want them cutting around the outside of it there. We want them to actually make that corner. So we're going to put it here with a hard turn. Nope. Alright, so we're just over a mile here. Let's change this, move it up the side more, and turn it sideways. As far sideways as we can get. Okay, now you see how the thing's bouncing? That's because I'm actually clipping into the barn. It's not letting me move all the way in. But we're going to turn this sideways to let people know they got to make that turn. I have no clue what I'm hitting there. Probably a tree or something knowing me. Yeah, there it is. So they're going to go through that barn. They're going to come out. Bring it this way as close as I can get to it. I really want them to hit this one. So that way there's enough machinery and crap there to be in their way. I'm going to have to put some sort of sign here or something to show them to make that turn. And one thing to remember, all these long straightaways, these are all places people can be shooting at each other. And then you're going to come into something like this where you can actually, oh man, I really want them to go head on somewhere. Where do I want them to go head on at? Here, let's turn this around in here. We'll bring him up here, and then we're going to. That tree's getting on my nerves. All right, let's see here. Where's a good spot? Oh, here's a good area. We'll drop them into the field right here. Cut them back. So I'm going to come down through here. I'm going to look. Looks like anywhere through here should be decent to drop them back in. I can't really drop them in there because of where that checkpoint is. I will just let them dirt for a minute. Maybe we can bring them out over here. Now the way that little ditch is, that'll really throw them off when they're racing. So we don't really want them to hit that ditch. So maybe if I can bring the checkpoint out here somewhere. Like bring them up, loop them out, and then bring them straight back in, head on into this. See if we can make that work. Alright, deleting that one, it should renumber everything and allow me to come in here and drop the new one in there. So now we've brought this, and now we got them going head on into these guys. So now they're coming up head on into this. Bring them back this way, head on into these guys. There's number 39. Let's see if we can't get 40 to pop in over here somewhere. I want to back it up as much as we can. And believe it or not, guys, this is the quick part of the build. I don't know if I can make that work there. So I've got to try to make it work over here instead. Alright, let's see if that works. And then we're going to bring this up this way, and hopefully we can drop one in over here. come up, something like that. Bring them all the way down to here. You turn them down here at the end. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. And then straight back to the finish line. And sometimes it'll let you put checkpoints down in here, sometimes it won't. Just all depends on how close you are to other things, but we don't really need one. Okay, now before I go much further, just throw a quick test in, just to get a general idea of where the layout is and where I need to add stuff. Okay, now I know I can bust that fence, so I may need to put some sort of rocks there or whatever to help slow that down. Some sort of sign through there would be good. Some sort of sign there would be nice, because I almost missed that turn. There's a little jog that Throne Funny said to do. And I missed the checkpoint. So I'm probably gonna, here, let me just do this now. I can hit down on the interaction menu, exit test. There's race details. And time of day, where's it at? Instead of current, I'm gonna put it on morning. Now watch the difference in what the checkpoints look like, just by going from day, like noon to morning. So it just brightens them up just a little bit. Makes them a lot easier to see. Oh, that's an interesting little mistake. I like that. Okay, so for creator mode, it won't let you pull a pistol out, but it does show me that it allows me that option. And they're showing me that turn I need to make that I missed earlier. Okay, this one right here was really hard for me to see, so I know I got to put something here. Here's where I got him shooting through the barn. So there's one lap. Yeah, I definitely want something on the other side of that tree. trying to find a new lobby. You know this game's full of trolls. That's why I like racing so much. You don't run into as many trolls. Still run into them. Sitting in your CEO office watching some YouTube, huh? I actually did a creator mode and was playing around with this bike and decided to go out and buy one. Alright, so that's 2 laps down. I could just flesh out the rest of this and then post like save and publish this thing as is. But it is nowhere near a complete race. So we're going to come back down here to props. This was under placement down to props. So we're under barriers. And now we need prop stacking back on. We need to start figuring out where did we need to place barriers, what kind of barriers do we want to place. A lot of people complain about these tire barriers because you hit them and you get stuck. Plus on uneven surfaces like this, it's really hard to make them look good. Because if you notice, when I do this, you can see all these gaps under them and stuff. Every now and then you can get them to lay flat. But overall, they just don't look good. Here's the ones I'm thinking about using for this. I've never used these before. Hay bale weathered pallet on it with the arrows pointed on it. I have no clue what I was clapping on right there. Probably like a rock on the ground or something. I don't even know if I can make these work. We'll find out. That's kind of neat. I kind of like that. Come up and kind of point you in the direction you need to go. Now if you look in the bottom right, it tells you I've used 7 of 200 props so far. So right there was 7 props to make that one little thing to tell you what direction to go. I'm allowed 200 total. And then you got dynamic props, which is a separate set. Right here I said we know we can bust through that fence. I don't want them to bust through the fence. I don't necessarily want to hide the fence. There's something we can add in. Come to the other side of it. I might be able to put these tires up against the back side of it to stop it from breaking. This is where you kind of redneck and jerry rig stuff together if you want. Now, you notice how that tires kind of clip through the fence itself in a way that makes that fence indestructible. They can't break it. I'll use that on lampposts sometimes. Like I'll use that and put it around the lamppost. It makes it where when they hit the lamppost, the lamppost doesn't go anywhere. I don't like how it's trying to climb that. I don't like how I was trying to climb that, so I'm just going to turn it around it. And then we'll break it back in here. And one signs is not going anywhere. Alright. We know we need some sort of signpost or whatever up here. Tell them which direction to turn. I don't remember what's under right offhand, so we're just going to go taking a look. Is it under construction? I don't think so. Signs. There it is. Signs, signs, everywhere there's signs. Put a few of those. And since this is a stunt race, I can get away with using stunt barriers without changing any of the dynamics. It's going to be under stunt signs. If I can get, alright, stunt signs, my bad. Then you come down here and you've got some of these big things. You've got that. There's the blimp. You get about where you want the blimp at, and then it's R3 and L3 your stick for it. You can change the prop color. I've been doing black and yellow blimps for mine most of the time. And that big black box on it, that'll actually write blimp text. That's where it'll pop up at. So if I bring this back, let's do it up here. Then when you lower back to the ground, it'll snap back to the ground for you. And there it's got the SAMCRO Shoot-out, the name of the race. Alright, back over here where we were going. Outside turn 4. And there are those barriers that everybody loves to hate. I'm going to find the smallest one, because it's just a big black and yellow arrow like that. People are going to come up, they're going to need to know to turn. I'm going to set it back far enough so hopefully they don't hit it. Put a couple more over here just to help guide them. Actually, let's have a little fun. Let's put that's one of my favorite ones. It's got the arrows on it. We'll just put that right there. Block off the road. So they'll come up, they'll see that, they'll turn, they'll come down here. Now here's one spot where I know I needed one. Right here by this tree, I needed something. Now I'm looking at this blue line. I don't have any of the blue line coming back down this road, so I know it's safe for me to block off this road. Let's see what else we got. I want something large. I want vapid. Oh no, that's got some color to it. We'll just block off the road with this. Make sure it's back far enough that they could easily come up, come in, have a little bit of chaos. You're not interfering with the racers. Like, you can put this all the way up here on the edge of this, but you're not giving the racers much room to work. If you just bring it back, just block the road with it back here, the racers will have all that room to work, make that corner, even make a mistake, and correct it on their own. And you're not forcing them to do anything. You're just giving them guidance with that. Alright, so they come down through here. Now here we've got some chaos going on. We need to get a sign in to point them in that direction, but yet we do not want to get in the way of this coming up. And if they decide they want to go head on and shoot at their buddies or whatever, give them that option. So we need to make this turn and not impede in the race in any way. I think this sign might be the best one to use for this. Put it right about here. If we can get it to lay flat over here, that's another thing you can do also. I'll just go ahead and show you while I'm in the middle of it. You notice how I'm trying to get it to lay here. It wants to go sideways on me. There's a good example. I can come down here to world heading. I can change pitch, which if I hit L1 and L2, or sorry, R1 and R2, it changes that direction. If I go to roll, I can bring it upright. Back to pitch, I can stand it up. Back to roll to bring it back right again. And there on that crazy angle, I've managed to stand that up. It's on the other side of this for the most part, and it's out of the way, and it lets people know what direction they got to turn next. I like it on world heading, which normally is yaw, but if you rotate them different ways, it changes different things. So they come up, they make this turn down this way. For the most part, I believe this was pretty self-explanatory through here. I don't think they really need anything. Just for fun, we're going to take one that does not have any direction on it. We're just going to block off this gas tank. Let's kind of put it down along in here somewhere. This is one of those areas where I'm kind of blocking off the road some, but I don't feel bad, because that gas tank could blow someone up, especially when they're going flying through here shooting at each other. Alright. So again, why is this thing doing this? It's gonna mess with that other stuff. We'll back out and go back in. There we go. It was rotating backwards on me. I fixed it. Alright, so again we need to put some sort of sign in to give them direction on which way to go without getting in their way. Here, we'll just put a couple beer signs out here. Some Patriot and Pisswasser. So as they come around this corner, they see that, they come up, they see this sign, there's little arrows, tells them to go this way. You give them a little something up here to block the road. And we'll give them a comment. So now we need to tell them which way to go here. Actually, I think this is another good spot for those hay bales. What do you guys think? Actually, I think that was under barriers, wasn't it? These are pretty self-explanatory. They want to cut through here. Hitting that kind of stuff will just slow them down. They probably won't even see that fence in there. That'll slow them down. Come up. They're going to need something to tell them to turn there. Yeah, we don't want to get in the dirt way over there. That's where those stunt signs come in handy again. Scroll over until we've got the ones pointing to the right. The little ones are my personal favorites to use here nowadays. We're using black and yellow on the other, so we'll keep using that. Actually, I just realized they can cut straight through here. If I put a larger sign up, then that'll actually block that as well and give them direction on where to go. Oh, I gotta watch out for this. Oh man, I got a lot of little things here I need to watch out for. Alright. There's a lot of little details that go into these, many people don't realize. There we go. Come down this way. Makes that turn. Oh, this was definitely one where we have to have something. There's nothing telling me, like there's no other blue lines come around. So I'm going to go a full-on roadblock of some sort here. I think I want to kind of behind these hay bales and rocks a little bit. We're really going to give them room here. Sorry if this is getting boring, Joe. This is just the type of stuff I think Joe may be falling asleep. Alright, now here, if the racer wants to take the road and come up, they can. If they decide they want to go through this mess to try to get up here to this, to cut a little bit of time, I'm going to let them have that.
Ready?
Come up through here, through the barn. Actually, I'm going to put something inside this barn just to do something with it. I just don't know what yet. Put something in there that's going to be out of place to just make them scratch their head on like, what in the world was that?
Yeah.
Not sure what to put in there yet.
Night, sissy, love you. Yeah, you'll sleep good tonight.
You should, he's 8. You got something in there to drink?
Put that red storage container in there. Anybody noticing it, if I wonder how in the world did it even fit. Well, that would throw them off. Throw a toll booth in there of some sort. Man, I wish I had something funny to put up here. I'll figure something. I'm gonna put something in there. Up top.
Put a train car in there, they have to go through it.
I'm wondering if they've got one with a more of an open door to it. Put it, actually, I can actually set that right inside. Wouldn't want it right inside there though. Put it up against the front of it. That makes it more narrow. I don't want to do that to them though. I don't want to be that much of a troll. Put some stadium seating in there. Yeah, see, I was wanting to glitch around. It's not wanting me to place this one.
Yeah.
Right there's getting in the way. There we go. Stadium seating inside the barn. Oh, I got room for one more.
I was gonna say, you should have enough for 2 more.
Well, they got all those wood beams there. I'm not gonna worry about putting in that. Now, what to put up top? I don't know why it's not letting me place this anywhere. Oh, this is different. Oh, that's what I should have put in there. Couches. I'll put a couple couches outside of it. Because you know, a race like this, someone would want to sit on the old couch. hot dog trailer before I forget. I try to put this in almost every single race I make. So if you're ever doing one of my races, look around, you'll probably see this somewhere in the race. Sometimes I'll have like 3 or 4 of them. Snack trailer. Okay, here's why I remember I needed to put some signs coming out.
Olin Brew just added somebody to the group.
Probably a new prospect, my guess.
Welcome to
Is
the
it in the
Suns.
prospect chat?
Welcome to the Suns. Chris something. Chris Feb 07. I wonder if he's a prospect.
Well, if you look at the top of the thing, it'll tell you what chat you're under. Alright, there's enough of those signs. Let's put one of those signs in up here that block the road. So we're going to this, down here to...
Prospect.
Well, where did it go?
Yep. He's in prospect. Prospects chat.
Come up, see that, they turn, and there's a wide open whichever way they want to go through here. Down into this. Cross. Alright, we kind of want to block this off a little bit somehow.
Can you see it?
Can you move it?
Yeah, I can move it, but I
Where
think
are
I
those
broke
big
it.
rocks at? There were some rocks in here somewhere. There
And I can still move it.
we'll throw in some
Put that in the
boulders.
fridge.
Put that in the fridge.
Yep. Watch it. He's got a couple pieces on the floor.
Still this wedge.
Yeah.
Should I put it in the baggie?
No, just put it in there.
I'm gonna put some of these rocks around here. This deter people from cutting the course too much. Cause I don't know anybody on motorcycles who want to hit a rock that size. So here, I'm up 65 of 200 for my props used. I'm doing pretty good. This comes down through here. Alright, we need to... where's that tire barrier at again? Oh, not that one. I want the little red and white tires. Well, if you ever want to make death matches or something, they've already got like little pre-made bunkers and things you can use. See, this laying all these props in, well, it takes forever, but it's also what makes or breaks the race, I think. I mean, even if you don't have the best layout, having props in the right places seem to make a bit of a difference.
Yeah.
And you can have an ultimate layout, and if you've got props in the wrong places where people are clipping them and running into them, and every time they come around any corner, they're getting hung up on stuff, it just ruins the experience. That's something I've had to learn too, because I still make mistakes and place stuff in the wrong places. Like right here, if I have it, like if this barrier that I'm got a hold of right now, if I place it out here, as someone's coming down from the left to the right, they're going to hit that white tire and it's going to stop them dead in their tracks. So I'm going to take it back, and I'm going to try, when I go to place it, I want it just ever so slightly behind that red one. So when they hit the previous one and they come to this one, they'll just glance through it. Okay, I don't know who Dan Hat is. He said penis. So you guys know. Sure, you could read that down in the comment section.
I'm not seeing
Yeah,
the
I've just
comment.
tried doing my live stream now with the comment section open so I can see the comments when people leave them. Because usually I can't see anything. But I'm trying to do that now for anyone viewing so I can try to interact with them more.
Yeah.
I just need to get in the habit of actually looking over there instead of being so focused on the screen on what I'm doing. Alright, I'm getting out here. Once I get this made, I'm going to have to try to get a couple guys in here to give it a try with me so we can try to shoot each other in the head while flying by on motorcycles. Alright, coming down here around this. So here's one of those areas where I gotta be careful with those checkpoints. I want to try to line these things up as close to even for these corners, because I got people going from both directions.
Yeah, I'm going to bed pretty early tonight.
Alright, Joe.
Cause it was damn near 1 o'clock whenever I went to bed last night.
Well, I hope
And
that
I
you're
did.
able to maybe go back and review this video some and get ideas on how to make tracks.
I've been watching it the whole time you've been doing it, so I've got an idea.
Yeah, if you got any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'll do what I can to answer them. So here, I come back here.
So
Bring this out this way so people can glance into it instead of just hitting it head in. I believe it was Mr. Man was the one who originally was asking me to make a video or something, and my mic was kept cutting out. Alright, let's see here. Alright, let's see here. Do we want to block this off at all? Nah, let's leave it open for some chaos. We will throw a couple tires up, kind of block this cart to be like a little, you know, if someone's over there getting some snacks or whatever, getting a hot dog while the race is going on. Hopefully a bike doesn't go flying into them. Even though that doesn't really happen, but, you know, just say it does. Alright, so I've got a bunch of barriers laid in. I'm going to come back out. I'm going to test this track one more time. Let's see if these barriers help with the direction of where to go and stuff. Rock walls is chaotic for me, but that's alright. It's kind of what my tracks do. Alright, that one right there just helped me make that checkpoint because I didn't even see the checkpoint. Now I see I've got a checkpoint here coming up. Let's see, I gotta make this little turn. That one tells me I'm turning here. Yeah, I'm already not having to watch a mini-map as much as by putting those in. That doesn't really do any good there. I just have to understand it.
Corey was in this session.
Oh yeah, I wanted to put something up there. Oh well. I don't think it won't mess with it now. It'd be nice to be able to put an NPC sniper up there to shoot people as they come through.
Easy's in this session.
Who?
Easy.
Oh, sweet. You should send him an invite to this chat. See if he takes it. Oh yeah, I forgot I gotta put a barrier in down here. Alright. Yeah, exit test. I forgot I gotta, as people come down through here, I need to put some sort of barrier in on this.
I sent him a request.
Alright, thank you. Okay, these are not the easiest to work with on here, but we're gonna give them a try.
What's
hey,
going on?
Easy. How's it going, VP? I am making a track called SAMCRO Shoot-out. What do you think with the name SAMCRO? It's going to be another one of those
Chopper races.
choppers. But also with a name like SAMCRO and then Shoot-out, you know, the way SAMCRO is, they're going to be shooting at each other. So I'm making a GTA race so they go around shooting all they want. I can just picture someone jumping off their bike, dropping some proximity mines, and watch anybody run them over.
As he's making this track, I'm watching it on YouTube. Yeah. I'm sitting in my CEO office. I am not going out in this lobby.
How many of those
you are.
pre-setups did we get done, Joe? 2 of them?
2 of them.
Yeah, we got the
We got
ambulance and the deluxe hose. The deluxe hose, we got those in a lobby that was constantly filling up.
I mean, it was just a solo, just me and him at first. And then all of a sudden, I mean, we got two randoms. From there, it went from 2 to 6.
I hit those rocks every time. Man, this first corner is going to be hell. Dude, I missed it every corner. I hit them rocks every time, and I know they're there. Yeah, but I saw that with those Rockstar races, too.
I've had
But especially
had
when you got
3
30 bikes and cram into a corner wide enough for like 1.5.
I've had 3 solos today.
There's a couple things in here, Easy, I put in just because you said you like them. There's one section where you're just going right through this big old grass field. Alright, so it's complete. I forgot to look at how much time that took to do, but it didn't take long. Whoops, that's not the picture I want. Alright, there's where it just, you can see where I'm at, all is good. I come out a little bit too far and it turns red. It's because I'm outside that bubble. I gotta be inside that red bubble for my picture. And this is the lobby camera. It says place a lobby camera. It must be positioned in the trigger. So now I gotta figure out what do I want this lobby camera to look like. Nah, we don't want all like that. We want this way, showing that farm behind this start line. So we can get this thing as low as we can. Get that nice sky involved. There we go. That looks good. So now we're going to come back up here. I want to get a photo. I want a very similar photo, but I want more bikes in it. This is going to be the photo that they'll actually see when you go to line up for the race. Usually I try to find things like this to put in, like some sort of street signs or whatever, but there's not really a lot of street signs out here in a country like this. So you normally just go around and look for something interesting. I don't know, I think having the hangar behind the start-finish line was kind of neat. And then you want to look at what your angle's at and all that. Seems to make a little bit of a difference. And it shows you what the picture will look like in the top right corner whenever people go to look at the race before they check out what the map is. I need to add some sort of description. I have no clue what to put here, to be honest. Alright, here we go. If I can spell. Me? No? No, you know where Trevor's Airfield is? The start line is on Trevor's Airfield. Bikes, guns, and rock and roll. Bikes, guns, and rock and roll. What more could SAMCRO ask for? Search tags. Okay, when you're doing search tags, you cannot have spaces. So you put, I'm gonna punch in sons, and then I gotta make sure it's backspace. My cursor is right behind that S. Come down here, put in a comma. SOA, comma, bike. There we go. Let's bump this up to 5 lap. Alright, I think this is it, guys. Save it. Making a track on YouTube. Publish. Okay, after you publish your race, go down to exit. Hey Brent, I need you to test this track with me and a throne here. A couple guys to test it with. He was in this chat with us. Oh yeah. There's a yellow Corona in the big area where the Avenger would normally park. Big. Go to the big open room in your facility, the biggest one where all the vehicles park, and then down on the floor in the center, you'll see a yellow Corona at one of the posts. Yeah, if you're trying to get out of any facility, that's how you get out. I've noticed facilities will sometimes glitch and have other players inside of them. I've glitched into someone else's facility before, ran over and grabbed snacks. I kind of panicked at first. I was wondering where my Avenger went. Alright, jobs, play jobs, my jobs. The race we made was a stunt race. Go down stunt race, there it is, SAMCRO Shoot-out. There's that picture we took, it says not yet rated because no one's raced it. It's over in the grape seed area. Opens at rank 1, you gotta be at least a rank 1 to get on this, so that's easy enough, and it's open for up to 30 players. Bikes, guns, and rock and roll, what more can SAMCRO ask for? Launching a race. I've only made one other GTA race, and that was a Mark II race. And that one was nuts when everybody's got an armed Mark II shooting at you as soon as the race starts. Alright. I'm going to come down here and invite party members. I'm going to invite whoever's in my party. I'm going to hit invite crew. So whoever's in the crew that is online. And then I'm going to invite everyone from my current session, open up the matchmaking, and start spamming auto invite. As soon as someone gets... It normally gives me a chance to... Oh, there we go. So if you have matchmaking open, you can hit triangle to extend how much time it takes before it starts. And if you notice, we've got a minute and 20 seconds. Come down here. I don't know if I invited all friends playing GTA, but we'll hit that a few times. Yep, and spam the snot out of auto, even though we'll probably just be the three of us in here. Now, if you notice, we're down to about 45 seconds. If I come up here to matchmaking, we're at 40 seconds there. I shut it off, turn it back on, restarts at 1 minute. But since I don't think anyone else is going to join, I'm going to go ahead and hit play. That's just a quick way. If you're down to like 10 seconds left and you're waiting on your buddy to get in, just shut off matchmaking, turn it back on. Alright. First off, I want to get out of that outfit. I don't want to wear it. I want to find the bike I want to use. I screwed something up apparently, because that bike is not supposed to be in here. Apparently I own two baggers. Yeah, that bike's not supposed to be in there, so I'm going to need to go back and fix that. We're going to bring that bagger. Uh-oh, getting some feedback. Not sure where that feedback's coming from. Getting a lot of feedback. Apparently we're not. It's not letting me select. So I've apparently messed something up on this. I need to go back and fix it. Oh, I had to hit that checkpoint. Always let me have mine. You gotta hit interaction button in the middle. You gotta swipe left and right. Popped a few rounds off of somebody. Oh, this could be bad with 30 of us on here. I definitely took the wrong bike, and I need more bikes. And I do need to go back and fix that because I did not realize I had the wrong bike selected. Shot whoever just went through there. Proximity mines. Respawn it if you have to. I had to stop there. I had a proximity mine there. Don't worry, I'm out of those. Yeah, but you gotta detonate those. And I gotta see it to detonate it right. I see all these blown up bikes all over the place. I just realized there's a few berms you can actually hit on this. I'm actually driving right now. Hell, you can watch me on your on YouTube if you wanted. I haven't stopped live streaming. I just happened to see you coming up. Dude, you gotta be in this race. I've done these two so many times. You said BAU, right? Well, as soon as I get done with this race, I'll jump over there with you for a bit. Hey, do you want to try to bog after this? That'll throw some fat cash in your pocket real quick. Still there, easy? You want to trade a bog after this? I know you said you're super broke. I know that throws some fat cash in your pocket real quick. Sticky bombs are definitely something you want stacked up on going into this race. I haven't used a single one of those. Alright. I'm not very good at that either. I'll just run across the start finish. I didn't even take my bike across. And I got an award called Road Rage. And I unlocked a Ride or Die tattoo. I'm guessing that's the one for killing people in drive-by shootings. That's awesome, Brenton. Yeah, we was a little hard on Joe there. See, we got a viewer. Thanks for watching. We're coming up towards the end of this live stream. We'll just wait on Throne Funny here to finish his lap. Once this gets posted to my page, you can go back and watch it, and it'll show the build of this track, start to finish. I try to talk you through as much of it as I can, and then the first race on it. Where at? Yeah. There's actually there's a tire barrier all down through that whole lane. It kind of curves in a little bit, but I wanted it to be open like that so people can kind of choose their own lane. That's probably because I kept jumping off my bike to shoot you guys. Alright, those who watched, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again on the next race.